Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Judith and I'm a registered nurse and a medical virtual assistant. And in today's video, I'll be walking you through how you can verify the patient's insurance using Availity Essentials. Okay, Availity Essentials is a clearinghouse. Okay, it's more like a middleman between the insurance companies and the hospitals or the providers. Okay, now they have other methods of verifying the patient's insurance. Okay, you can call the insurance company or you can go directly to the payers portal or you can as well use the EHRs. But for this video, we are using Avelty Essentials. Okay. Now, before we start, I want to explain what insurance verification simply means. So, insurance verification simply means verifying if the patient's insurance is active and also understanding if the insurance company of the patient is going to cover their visits with your clinic. Okay, so this is what you are checking, and you're also checking a lot of other information like the copay, the deductible. You want to make sure that you verify all of that so that there wouldn't be any form of surprises during billing times for your clinic. Okay, now let's go straight to the video for today. So when you log into Avelty Essentials, this is what you are going to see. This is how the interface of Avelty Essentials looks like. But then I want to let you know that we can't really use a real Avelty Essentials portal because Avelty Essentials does not support free trial accounts. So even if you sign up for an account now, you cannot see all of these information on your accounts because it's not linked to any known hospital or provider. So when you log into Availity Essentials, this is what the interface looks like. Okay. Now, you're going to see these patients registration, the claims and payments, my providers reporting and all of these information. So this my top application shows the one that your clinic usually use. Okay. So Availity Essentials is not just for insurance verification. You can use it for prior authorization. You can use it for submitting of claims. Basically, everything concerning the revenue cycle management can be done here using Avelty Essentials. Okay, so when you log into Avelty Essentials for insurance verification, now you're going to click on this patient's registration here. Okay, so once you click on patient's registration, you're going to see this drop down of eligibility and benefits inquiry. You're also going to see authorizations and referrals and patient care summary inquiry. When you see all of this information, because we are verifying the patient's eligibility and benefits, you're going to click on eligibility and benefits inquiry. Now, when you click on eligibility and benefits inquiry, you're going to see this field. Now you're going to select your organization. Most times this is auto-populated for your clinic if they use Avelty. So you're going to see it. Let's say Sunrise Healthcare Clinic. You're going to select that, and then you're going to select the payer. The payer is the patient's insurance company. When you click on this drop down here, you're going to see a whole lot of insurance companies or payers. Now you're going to select the particular payer that is attributed to this patient. Now you go ahead, when you scroll down, you're going to see provider information. So you select this. Now you're going to input provider MPI. So I know that maybe before now you've tried to do research on insurance verification, and sometimes it's going to tell you, oh, you gather information, you gather patient's information, you gather provider information, gather information about the service. So this is what they mean. Now you're going to input your provider MPI, the tax ID, the assigned payer assigned provider ID, and all of that. Okay. So when you do all of this, input all of this information, now you're going to come here and you see patient's information. So you're going to input all of the patient's information, the patient's ID, that is the insurance ID, and their date of birth. For this patient's relationship to subscriber, you're going to either select self or whatever that is applicable to this patient, because sometimes the patients may be depending on a family member for this insurance. Okay, so you're going to select the one that is very applicable for this particular patient. So now you can also click on this multiple patients. Now, when you click on multiple patients, you will see this. You're going to see this. Now, what this means is that you can impute up to 50 patients. Let's say you want to submit insurance for 4 patients from your clinic that are using the same insurance. Okay, the rule is that they must be using the same insurance. So you can impute the patient's ID and their date of birth, each of them, whether they are family or not, so long as they share the same insurance company. Reason being that you don't want to keep on submitting over and over again. But I think it's better you do it for single patient, because the visit type for this patient may not be the same visit type for this patient, and you're going to impute that information. So for now, just to avoid surprises as a medical virtual assistant, just use single patients. Okay, so look at what I mean. You're going to impute the patient's ID, insurance ID, and their date of birth. Okay, now we are using a single patient for this visit. After you've imputed the patient's ID, you're going to scroll down. So this provider information, when you click here, you're going to see that it has already like populated for your clinic. Now, you also select the provider type. So it's either institutional or professional. Okay. Now, look at what I mean. So it's either professional or institutional. So you're going to select any of these. So whatever you select for on this will determine the service information that you're going to input. So we selected professional. So now you're going to impute the dates, you're going to impute the place of service, you're going to impute if it's an office visit, if it's a telehealth visit, whatever. You're going to impute the place of service, okay? You're going to also impute the benefit or service type, okay? Now, you will impute the procedure codes. So if your clinic has been using Availity, mostly they will have the codes they normally use. So let's say you work for a wellness clinic. Wellness clinic use the codes that are peculiar to them. You can go ahead and type on your procedure code, and you're going to select the one that is appropriate. And once you fill this, you're just going to submit, and that is it. Okay. This is the example of the service information. I also want to let you know that nothing here is real. That is why it's like this. Now, I want to also let you know that once you submit, look on your left side on the history, you're going to see the patients you've submitted for. Okay, for this video, let's say we submitted for extra 2 patients or 3 patients. Let me show you what that is going to look like. So let me explain what these color codes here means. So green means that the insurance is active. As you can see, active coverage. So on the top side, you're definitely going to see the patient's first name, all the patient's information here. On the down part of it, you will see the insurance logo and all of the insurance information. When you click on the yellow, the one that has a yellow tag, it means that there was an error when you were submitting the information. Either you missed something when you were trying to submit, or there was an error in when you were trying to like impute the codes. So all you're going to simply do is to go to that submission, correct the information, okay, and submit again. So that is why I always say, as a medical virtual assistant, you have to be detail oriented. You have to pay attention to details. So you have to come correct, yes, if you want to be a medical virtual assistant. So you check all of these information, and after you're done with this, you're going to submit the information back, okay, to get a better result, to get whether it's active or inactive, because your main focus on verifying insurance is to know whether the patient's insurance is active or not. When you see the red, of course, you can already see that the patient's insurance is inactive. So that is what the red color coding means. Okay. So now let me go ahead and explain to you how you can see all of the patient's benefits, because insurance verification does not end when you see that the patient's insurance is active or not. You have to see the patient's benefits. You must know the amounts the patient is paying for copay, for their deductible. You have to know all of those information. So I think I made a video on understanding US health insurance, and I think that would serve as a basis for this video. So if you've not watched that video, please kindly see it, okay? So now let's move ahead. So when you click on the patient that has an active coverage, like I said earlier, this is what you're going to see, okay? Now, when you scroll, so you're going to see plans, maximums, and deductibles, okay? Now, these are the basic things you're checking for this patient's information. Let's say it's an individual visit, not a family visit now. Co-payments, it means that no, that the patient is not paying anything to your clinic, that the insurance company is covering everything. Okay. Now, annual deductible, it means that the patient's annual deductible of the patient is $500. So it means that the patient has paid $366 and is remaining $134. So what this means is that now let's say after the patient's visit, maybe the visit is going to be $200. What this means is that the patient is going to pay this $134 first before insurance company starts to pay. Because remember that deductible is the amount the patient must pay, must cover before the insurance company steps in to start helping. Okay, so your duty as a medical virtual assistant, you of course you have to inform the patient that they are likely to cover their visits if it's less than this amount, and the insurance company will not have anything to do with it. So you have to inform the patient about this. So you are not just checking if the insurance is active, not just you're not going to see, oh, the insurance is active, finish. No, you have to look inside for more details. Okay, now when you scroll, you're going to see procedure code information. You're going to see all of this information. Let me show you an example. So suppose the patient visits a pharmacy or like goes to a pharmacy, and now the provider wants to administer a specialty drug for that patient. So it means that authorization is required, and the patient has a co-payment of $250 per visit. The patient visits a pharmacy and this specialty drug is to be administered to that patient. The insurance company is going to ask, why do you want to administer this drug? This is what prior authorization means. So you have to obtain permission from the insurance company. So long as it's not a specialty drug, no authorization is required. But if it's a specialty drug, authorization is required. I don't know if that makes sense. So for all of these ones, does not apply. You're also checking the co-payments and also the co-insurance for this, okay? So this is what you are basically checking as a medical virtual assistant for every visit. So you are not just checking that, oh, this patient's insurance is active. You are also checking the information attached to it. And yes, so that is basically how you verify a patient's insurance. I'm so sorry that this video we could not do it a hands-on tutorial because Availity Essentials does not support um free trial accounts, and you can't just use it to verify patient's insurance. And also you cannot just log into the payers portal, so you have to be a provider that is in network with that particular insurance company to be able to use it. Okay, and I hope this video is able to give you insights about insurance verification. Okay, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions regarding this video, please do well to drop it in the comment section as I would answer every single one of them. And thank you for watching my video. See you in my next one. Bye.